All right, hi, welcome back. In this video, I'm ready to start implementing the Pluralize program. Be sure that I update my header comment up here to add my name, date, and a brief description. We have three libraries. These are for Visual Studio, and they are here for you, so please include them. We have three libraries that we are including. So up here we have our function prototypes. I've already given you 4 of the function prototypes. Here's the greeting, the get the word function. It doesn't just get the word, it gets the word and makes a copy. And part of this assignment is not just implementing a pluralizing, but it's understanding that arrays are pointers. So you're going to modify the arrays inside the function, and notice that they also get modified from inside of the main function. Then we're going to have to change our word to all uppercase letters, not our original word. We're going to maintain the integrity of our original word, but we are going to change our other word up to uppercase. So the first thing I always like to do here is I like to get my loop going. Make sure that I have a loop that allows me to continue to go more than once. So I'm going to do that first. You can choose what you want to work on first, your greeting or whatever, but I'm going to first work on my loop. So I'm going to declare a character called again. And the instructions say that you want to ask the user if they want to, they have the option to say no and never go into the loop. So here we're going to have to ask if they would like to do it. So you can say, do you want to pluralize a word? You can, this is a place where you can, you're going to be adding the user's name later, but this is a place where you can put your own personality and your interaction with the user. And you also, if you're going to say that, you need to tell them Y or N. So they need to know what to enter. Sometimes it's Q to quit. I usually try to mix that up so you guys can try different things. So then you're going to ask them, do you want to pluralize a word? And then you're going to get that from them. Now here's the thing. Some of you are still not putting the space here in character. You just put a space here between the quotation mark and the %C. If you put a white space here, it says to ignore white space. So then if you happen to get 2 characters in a row or 2 strings in a row, you are ignoring white space. You also should put that space when you're using %S, which we will get to in a minute. So here we're going to scan into our again variable. So we're going to ask the user, would you like to pluralize the word? And they're going to either enter Y or N. So I'm going to choose, my loop is going to continue as long as the user enters Y. So while again equals Y, or, and you have different options. You could say while again does not equal N. You can change it to upper or to lowercase. Any of those options are fine. I'm just going to choose to do it this way. So if you say, do you want to pluralize the word? The user says yes or no. If they say yes, I'm going to go inside of the loop. If they say no, then I'm going to not even go inside the loop. So now we need to, that's our initialization and test for our loop. And now we need to update our loop. Do you want to pluralize another word? So this way, and we will be interacting with the user's name, but we haven't added that part yet. So I'm building this step by step. So what should happen here, if you read the code, is, and if it compiles, it should say, do you want to pluralize a word? Then it will say, it will scan in, and I will show you what happens if I don't put the space here so you guys can see. So let's see what happens if I leave that white space out. So let's compile it and see what happens. Do you want to? Yes. Okay, look at that. Now look at what happened. So the program exited. The reason that the program exited is because I entered Y, but when I entered Y, I entered the letter Y plus I hit the enter key. So I actually entered 2 characters. So this scanf right here took in the Y, and this scanf right here took in the enter. And enter is not a Y, so it stopped the loop. Now watch if I changed my loop test to be N. So I could say while again does not equal N, and this is a logical and, again does not equal N. So the first way I was doing it, it's going to continue if the user enters Y. The second way I'm doing it, it's going to continue if the user enters anything other than N. So in this case, it's going to go twice. I mean, it should, because I don't have the space there. So if I say yes, see, it went twice. Now, why did it took the Y for this, then it took the white space for this, which was not a N. So the very simple way to solve this problem, which we've done on quite a few assignments and exams, and quizzes, is to just add a white space here between the quotation mark and the %C, and add a white space here between the quotation mark and the %C. Now when I build it, and I run it, and I say yes, now it works like I expect. No to stop. And if I would like to use this other loop instead, which I think is less confusing, it should also work. So let's try that. Yes, 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 no. So that my loop is working as expected. So the next step is to greet the user. So let's take a look at the greeting function. Did I put the function? I do have the function definitions down here. I did not put the greeting function here. All right, so let's take the greeting function prototype and work on the greeting function. So here we go. All right, so what does this function do? This function is going to greets the user and gets the first name of the user. So we're going to ask the user to enter their first name. And again, you can put your own personality here. Please enter your first name. Now, because we have a function parameter that is a character array, we can scan right into that character array in the function. Now, if you notice, because characters, arrays are strings, we can also put the space here because a space could get confused in your string when you hit enter. So anytime that you're using character arrays and strings and you're using printf with %s or %c, this does not apply for integers or doubles because there's no strings in integers and doubles. You just add the white space here and it makes things much more much easier when you have to deal with the enter key. So we're going to scan into name. That's the character array right here. And then we'll just put a little welcome statement here. And you can make this a little more, you can give it a little more personality. So %s, welcome to the pluralizer. Now I have a %s here, so I need to match it with my character array. All right, so this is my greeting function. It just asks for and gets the first name, and then it welcomes the user. Now we need to call this function. So to call this function, we want to call it from our main function. So right here, we want to call the greeting function. So the greeting function takes a character array. So I need to declare a character array here called first name. That's what it says in the instructions, and make it size 30. So I have a character array that's size 30. I'm declaring it here in my main function. So basically I'm getting an array, a character array, a location. Then I'm taking that character array and I'm passing it to the greeting function. So when I call the greeting function will declare its own character array called name. That name is going to be in the same location in memory as the first name. So when I update name inside the function, it's also going to update first name inside my main function. So now let's add something here to test it. We're going to add our here. So now what should happen is when we're going to be interacting with the user with their first name. So here we're going to declare the character array in the main function, pass that character array to the greeting function. The greeting function will have its own local name for that character array. Could be the same, but in this case I made it different on purpose. Get the name from the user, no ampersand here because it's a pointer. Go back and review character arrays, and pointers to understand that you don't use an ampersand when you're dealing with a character array. Welcome the user, then take this name, this is an input-output parameter with an array. So now first name has the name that you got in the function, and now we can interact with the first name. So let's get started. Test it, always test everything. If I know that this works, then I know I don't have any problems later. Welcome to Tammy, do you want to pluralize? Yes. Tammy, do you want to pluralize another word? Yes. Yes. So we are now interacting with our user. In the next video, we will start to work with our words.